Fnatic at the major, and we saw just how well that went for them there.
Well, you know, playing against Fnatic at the major hasn't gone too well for a lot of teams over the past couple of years, so no fault of Splyce there. But either way, this is now back. They are going to get into the pistol round. It's going to be NRG starting on the CT side, buying up a little bit of utility. Nade, 2 flashes on Lagia, and then Kit and 2 flashes on Gabi. On the Terra side of things, on the Splyce side, there's absolutely no nades whatsoever. Look at this, some early aggression from the guys on NRG just to see what they can spot. Peter's very close up, and he's got to be very careful, but Lagia and Underpass. He's trying to hold off Jason R as long as possible. Here's Peter. He's going to get a couple nice shots onto Abe. Connects some damage. Doesn't get the kill. Lagia's going to swing out. He gets found by Jason R. Peter put under a lot of pressure, and NRG is just falling apart. Yep,
those early aggressive pushes from NRG, unfortunately, is going to come back and bite them as now Gabi and Silent, the only 2 left alive. They did rotate most of them closer to the A bomb site here, so they've given up. But there's another one that just gets popped off. It's Jason R taking down Gabi. Final one left alive is going to be Silent. Jason R finishes off him as well, and Splyce is going to have a clean sweep during the pistol round. 5 kills, no deaths at all. And they'll start off pretty well here on this first map.
Yeah, very weak opening to that round from NRG. I mean, they go on the early aggression. They go to find and get the battles and take the fights they want to take, but they did it very individually. There was still, one player in Underpass, 1 player in Bathrooms, 1 player out towards Long. When you decide to bring the fight and bring the aggression to your opponents, you should be able to position your players to be able to help each other a little bit more. Here, they just fall 1 by 1. So it is 1-0 for Splyce. And they've got the anti-eco now. It is an investment from NRG. They've got a deagle on Lagia. They've got 5-7 and nades on Gabi, and then it's just upgraded pistols and armor for the remaining 3 members. It's going up against 3 AK-47s, so not too much SMGs that we see very, very popular that allow you to have some nades. There's only 2 of them here. Ari is going to get that first kill on Lagia, and that's going to open things up. Initially, Peter's the only one with any kind of aggression in Bathrooms right now.
Yep, holding that close angle on the bathroom connector, going to try to peek out, and he picks up the kill on Shazam, looking for a second one, so low, trying to swoop his way around to Arya, but it's not going to work out. Arya takes him down, and it's down to a 4-on-3 now. But still, some more players also trying to get aggressive. Justin, as you can see, pushed out to water. Going to try and catch some of these guys before they fall back to regroup over here in the park area. And Gabi catches a good angle, but is not going to be able to connect. And also, Justin, a bit too aggressive for his own taste. He gets taken down by Davey.
Yeah, again, getting picked apart 1 by 1 on the NRG side, getting caught with some mid-round aggression. It looks like Splyce is going to be very, very content to just take over towards this B site. Davey with the MAC-10 gets caught off guard. Silent does find him. He's going to try and stay alive as much as possible, but all he has is this MAC-10. Turn to the corner. He's able to get the dink and the kill down into a 1-on-2 for Gabi, but he has no armor. He does have 1 HE nade. That's not going to do too much because they're all at 100 HP. Actually, it does pretty decent damage, but now he's been found out in the water, nowhere to go. Jason R cleans that out, so it's 2 rounds for Splyce, but it is pretty expensive. They do lose an AK-47 in the process.
At the same time, no NRG with their full investment. Now they're going to have to really respect Splyce on this round. Cannot afford to do that again, so it's basically just going to be the default pistols here. Maybe a couple PT-50s coming into the mix. It actually looks like Silent. He's going to risk it a bit by going for the deagle, but still round him out, placing him in an okay position to invest with the rest of his team on the first gun round coming up next.
Yeah, and Lagia has 2,700, so next round he will be able to have an AWP if he wants. I believe it'll either be glass cannon or light armor, but he will be able to pick up that weapon in the 4th, and he's going to push up towards Rock. He's got a teammate with him. That's going to be Peter. So this defense over towards the A site has pushed out and been aggressive essentially in all of the first 3 rounds. Flashbang rings out for Splyce. That's going to allow Jason R to get an easy kill, and now he's expecting a second player there, and very, very cautiously he clears that out, takes no damage, and now Davey's going to be the one with aggression upon him. He sees the remaining 2 members of NRG, so his team can essentially just sprint to the A bomb site, which is completely free.
Jason R not really taking any of this at all. Any of this aggression that NRG's throwing at them. He's been dominating the earlier parts of this round, I should say. Currently sitting at like 7-1 or something like that. So it's been very crucial in making sure nothing goes wrong with
7-0.
7-0 actually.
Get it right. Jason
sorry.
would be very disappointed in you.
These monitors are farther away from us than the other studio. It's hard to tell.
0s and 1s often get confused. Justin, the only one left in this B bomb site, and it's only a matter of time. The bomb is planted. He's just trying to find 1 gun to bring into the next round, an exit kill here or there. But Abe's being very, very patient. He is on his own. He does have to be a little bit careful. It would be a big mistake. We've seen plenty of situations where just salvaging 1 AK-47 is such a huge thing, especially because on the CT side, when you have to spend 3,100 to get the M4, that AK-47 saves you a lot of money.
Doesn't look like he's going to be able to grab anything at all, though, as he wraps back around through the T-spawn and up on top, pretty far away from any of the combat areas. If he was able to get himself out towards Long a little bit faster, might have been able to scavenge something, but not going to happen. And Splyce will start them off with a nice, clean 3-0 beginning here. But because of some of that damage that is done, their economy is not as solidified as it could have been if they had taken some lesser losses, specifically on that second round. But Now we see NRG going for the investment, of course, here on the first gun round. We will see that op coming out from Legia. It's going to be a glass cannon op. The rest of the team, though, just investing normally with the M4s and armor buys with the usual utility.
Legia being very patient in his aggression that he's picking up, but Jason R is doing anything but that. Opening headshot onto Gabi. Flashbangs out towards Peter, force him back, and again, Splyce just wrecks NRG. Oh, Jason R goes for a third. What a start for him in this match. 3 quick kills here in the first gun round. And this investment from NRG has yielded them nothing. It's a 1-on-5. Peter not even able to find that kill. Arya disappears into the smoke. And that's just Jason R 10-0 now, just being a bully, just wrecking everyone.
Absolutely destroys them. So Splyce are going to absolutely destroy NRG now and force them onto their first ego round after the gun round. Not really going to be able to see too much investment coming out this time, but aren't even going to see that aggression anymore, too, because even when they do decide to hold back a little bit more on that B site there, as you mentioned, Jason R just walks right in. It's 2 or 3 kills and dominates the playing field here. So everything NRG's been trying so far hasn't really worked out so great. This time they're going to go for a 2-man stack inside of the connector. Peter watching up top, Legia down towards the bottom, and Peter's hoping to catch someone by surprise and over towards Party there, but it's not the case. As Splyce are taking this nice and slow. No reason to rush this as of yet, as this could potentially be a force from NRG.
Yeah, Abe, I mean, he's already spotted out some aggression over towards doors. Done a decent amount of damage, but look how cautiously he's playing this. So during this reload, they're going to push up close. That's far too wide of a swing. He takes his eyes off the corridor for just a couple seconds, and Peter and Legia are able to make progress on it. So a good opening kill for NRG. They still have a long way to go. 3 AKs and an AWP to deal with still. Silence pushed up. Actually, Silence in a pretty solid position. He's pushed all the way out B. He's very, very close to the terrace half of things. This gathers him so much information. You could see his entire team's rotated over towards the A bomb site. Legia just spotting for anyone to come out door, tit up towards short at that B bomb site. But at the moment, there's actually a good advantage here for NRG.
Splyce, very, very little map control here at this point, too. Haven't moved out anywhere beyond the party area they got control of and inside of connector. Haven't tried to look over here towards water and whatnot as of yet. So Splyce are kind of just hanging back, and they're running a bit low on time. 40 seconds left. They're going to have to decide on a strat soon, but I like what they're doing now with Davey, just making sure he goes back and rechecks all these angles over here. The real question, though, is he going to check down below where Silent is positioned? It looks like he is. Spots him out, shuts him down, and now that danger is gone, and they're clear to move into the B bomb site. But the early warning signal has also gone out, and the rest of the CTs are very quickly rotating down to this B bomb site. Yeah,
that's the important thing. Because he's so far advanced, his team knows exactly where there's going. Legia gets a kill with that AK. Shazam doing his best to clear it out. Still 2 members to deal with. That's a nice shot from Shazam. And that's allowed them to pretty much stabilize this. The bomb gets planted, the danger is past pretty much. Justin can still force some rebuys, force some guns out of their hands, but he's not landing these shots. So they actually only lose 2 members in the end, which is not bad, all things considered. At a certain point in that round, it seemed very, very sketchy. Another op buy from NRG. This time it's in Peter's hands. It's going to be much healthier buy as well. There's a lot of utility. Actually, they even go for a double op. Silent's going to take the other one, which is interesting that Legia buys the op in the 4th round, but they don't go back to that.
Given some of the other players a chance to work it, I suppose, there with Legia having the money for it previously and being the one to save it up. Now they're going to give Silent and Peter the chance to try and work with it this time around, and Peter is still sticking to that a bit of an aggression too, and this may be why if he's feeling a little bit more confident with these pushes. He's already done it and attempted to do it at the very least in the pistol round. Now this time, it's much more proactive, being pushed all the way up over here towards Party. Starting to wrap around, not going to be able to catch anything as of yet. We'll only be able to spot Shazam, and he's pretty safely placed back. But there's Gabi managing to catch Abe through the plywood, spotted them rushing outside a connector, and meets the connection on the headshot there to find the first free kill for NRG.
Yeah, they have done decent damage back to Gabi just through that reverse spam. Peter's not finding anything, so he's going to have a lot of intel. You can see there's 3 members on the mini-map over towards that B site for NRG, so it's a pretty good defense mounted. Splyce being very patiently, and just like last round, they have no map control. They've seeded it all away. So they're going to have to go for this hit onto the B site. Smokes come out. Silent here with the op. Nice shot from him. Justin as well also gets one. Just playing behind the smoke towards Monster. Finally, this defense has done what it's supposed to do. They wipe out the offense. All 5 members of NRG surviving.
Not a lot of confidence that time from Splyce, and not really a whole lot to try and punish the people that were playing on the site too, and fairly overexposed positions, you would think. No smokes, not really any flashbangs being worked over there towards the site, so it's a pretty simple task that time around for NRG to shut it down. And finally now, we're going to be able to see them get themselves onto the board here with their first round of the match. But also, this has the risk, of course, of resetting the CT economy, which is going to lead to a very, very brutal half if this continues to happen here. But it's up to Splyce to make this happen, of course. They're one of the ones that need to try and pick up a response round.
Yeah, Peter missing his initial shot by going even more aggressive. He does find one on Shazam a little bit blind. So that's a nice backup from Legia, who's just playing far back, just bombing flashbangs over when Peter calls for it. With that one pick as well, Peter's going to fall away, but Davey equalizes things. Slowly walking up short A and just finding Silent right behind the pillar. Rough peek. Molotov comes out to force Justin. Now he's going to keep him at toxic barrels, actually. So Justin's got to be a little bit careful, but there's no one pressuring from Monster, so it's just Davey taking this one-on-one fight.
And in the meantime, the players over towards A aren't really doing anything at all to try and remain proactive here. Justin shuts down Davey with a nice peek. Peter still super aggressive at this point. Needs to be careful to make sure he does not go beyond that smoke. And there's so much danger looking on the other side, but there's a little tiny crevice that he can sneak through, and he's able to catch Arya. So nicely done by Peter. Picks up a second, looks for a third, but Abe's fast on the trigger. Shuts him down to bring it into a 3-on-2 situation in the favor of the CTs.
It looks like Splyce, they just don't know where to go at the moment. They have no control over towards the B bomb site. They know someone could be pushed out, so they're just going to work their way up highway towards the A site, and that's actually not a bad call. No one is watching the A site itself. Legia is out towards long. He's just biding his time and waiting. And if this bomb does eventually get planted, he's going to have a great flank opportunity. He's already on his way back right now, just in case. Gabi and Justin still very firmly committed to the B bomb site. And Splyce is going to be maybe a little bit confused when they see this bomb site clear.
Gabi just now starting to creep his way back up, so he might be able to catch some of these guys off guard when they go for the plant. He's heard the smoke, though. The flashbang rolls over. Is he going to be this aggressive? Not so much, but there's the flank from Legia. Able to pick up the first kill into Jason R, and Abe is trapped behind Semi right now, too. He has that smoke to his system, almost catching the frag there onto Legia, but he's just going to roll right out. Dave not expecting anything as aggressive as Legia's play right there, so it's an easy cleanup for him. Finds the final 2 kills and puts a second round, 2 in a row on the board for the CTs here in NRG.
Yeah, really nice from Legia. They couldn't find him out. I mean, normally when you go into that bomb site and you get such a free plant, you've got to be a little bit worried about the flank because it comes so easily on this map. And Legia does that perfectly. The mobility around long and to push through bathrooms and get behind him as soon as the bomb goes down works wonders. It even isolates Abe in the bomb site in a 3-on-1. Nowhere for him to go to even try and win that round out. So NRG strung 2 together. They've gotten back into it. It looked like it was going to be a rough start. Or it was a rough start, going down 0-5, but Splyce hasn't been able to get back on top. This time they're a little bit more simple in their efforts. It looks like it's going to be a 4-1 split. Nice pick from Shazam. Justin's done good damage. He's also spotted out a lot. Davey, though, coming out of door, grabs that one. That opens things up for this execute.
They know that the play is coming, but now Gabi has to pull off a major play right here to try and find some frags. He's already given himself away around the pole, but there's a good flashbang that goes into Jason R. Can't track him very well, though, so Abe takes him down as he goes for the entry through construction, and still no kills at all going on to Splyce. Not a lot that NRG can do since they lost 2 of these players so early on, and Gabi remains so aggressive on that site. The final 2, they're left with really no choice at all but to fall back and save.
That's a good round from Splyce, changing things up, not spreading out, not doing the default, and just getting in, not getting the information and seeing what they can find. How Davey even coming right around to stop them from saving these weapons. It'd be huge if they could grab this op, and it doesn't look like Peter's going to be able to get away. He does take a shot, almost lands it, but now he's being pushed upon from so many different angles by 3 different members of Splyce, and he misses that close-up shot. Abe finds it. But a good round from Splyce. All 5 members survive. NRG, they're going to have to invest everything into this round, so on the verge of having their economy shattered here. It's going to be a tough situation for them.
The good news was, though, that because they actually won a couple of these 2 rounds so nicely in a row with very minimal losses coming onto it, you can look, and this is not going to be like a stretch by at all.
Right.
In fact, I think Legia was able to drop an additional gun for Gabi over there, so he was sitting a little bit lower, and they're able to make up for it now by giving him the free M4, even giving Peter the op once again. It's going to be glass cannon, however, still able to keep that gun in play, and if he plays it nicely here, and is able to find an opening kill or 2, then that advantage is definitely going to be worked towards. And he tries to get aggressive here inside of the tunnels, looking for Abe to peep back out. Abe's been flashed, so he knows it's there, but Peter, that shot's going to miss. Moving a little bit too soon, and Abe takes advantage of that and catches him.
He even had the opportunity to kind of get away after that, but he doesn't take it. He goes for the re-peek, falls, and look at Legia. He's going to peek out again with red HP. Now he's forced into the open, and that's an easy kill for Arya. The early aggression in these rounds from NRG has not worked out for them very much at all. They haven't found too much, and they've actually lost a lot. You consider going all the way back towards the first 5 rounds as well. So a 4-on-3 advantage for over a minute for Splyce, and they're still remaining very passive. Arya is essentially the only one pushed up towards any kind of dangerous situation. Davey and Shazam just watching for pushes on the other side of the map, and there's Justin. He gets caught. Arya uses the hole in the door very, very well. Another kill. And NRG's going to have to rotate over, but they don't have anyone in great position to defend against this.
Silent going to have to try and quell the storm a little bit here while Gabi rotates down. He's pretty quick about it since Splyce are a little bit slower on the actual take, and Silent's going to be able to find a first kill, spamming away, hoping for a re-peek, but won't be the case in Splyce. Now trying to find the wrap around here, but Arya messing up actually there, not able to catch Silent as he re-peeks back out, and he's going to be able to take advantage of that. Now it's even back out, down to a 2v2, and Gabi, nice and sneaky, finds a first kill, but Jason R trades down to a 1v1, and both these players so low, but Jason R might need to find a plant very soon. 20 seconds left. It's up to Silent and how patient he's going to be with hiding in this back corner over here. Splyce, unfortunately, does not really have any grenades to try and force him outside of that. So Jason R just going to go for the plant, gets it onto the floor, waiting for the peek right now. But Silent trying to be cautious about it. He just peeks right out, catches the headshot, and Jason R shuts it down. And that's going to be another round for NRG going up onto the board.
Yeah, that's just bad trading by Splyce entering the bomb site. A 4-on-2 situation, and they somehow hand that round over. That's going to be something that can put you on tilt. They're going to be very upset about that round looking back on it. But a nice recovery from NRG. Silent with those 3 kills, even with low HP, winning that 1-on-1.
And now, of course, this saves NRG CT side economy. They're going to be having no trouble at all investing into that next round. Splyce, in the meantime, should still be in a good position. Yeah, because they're still sitting on plenty of cash.
Splyce is fine, but it's actually NRG who's going to... I mean, it saves their economy for the time being, but you can see, just so we can get some nades, Justin Escode back down onto the UMP. Scout bot for Peter as well, so it is a very, very tough buy out of NRG. They do have good nades behind most of this, but a little bit lacking when it comes to the arsenal they're bringing to the table. It's going to be essentially a perfect buy for Splyce. They have 4 AK-47s. They have an AWP on Shazam as well. This time setting a string of players out towards Playground, towards the, say, bomb site where Lagia and Peter are going to be the initial line of defense. But again, it's just that scout.
And also, we've seen this in the past, too. A lot of these aggressive movements back over out towards Short A have not really been very successful at all. A little bit more impactful towards the B-bomb site, but as far as Lagia and Peter's record has gone, it hasn't looked so great so far. And with Peter having to downgrade to his scout, that's certainly not going to help his case. Even showing that now as he's playing a lot further back, waiting for somebody to wrap around towards Short A outside of the bathrooms, hoping he can catch them there by surprise.
This time NRG is very much more passive. No one's been punished early on. Splyce haven't even really moved across the map. They're so used to aggression that they're taking it very cautiously. Shazam looking for anyone to be peeking. But just now, Arya and Jason are taking control of Long. Shazam's going to go group up with them. Abe as well. Looks like he wants to lean that way. They have left the bomb at the back of Long, so someone's going to have to pick that up. But at the moment, just taking control of bathrooms. The defense still hasn't spotted too much. Peter's being a little bit aggressive behind the smoke. He'll have to fall away when that starts to fade just now. And there it is, a good pick from Shazam. Lagia gets a little bit too peaky and he's punished for it. Shazam's still going to take this battle. Peter with a jump scout. He does land the tag and then tries to swing out on the ground, but Shazam doesn't fall for it. Now Peter just puts himself in the open. All right, give up a kill, why not?
Trying to go for a gun, I think a little bit further placed in front of him there. One of his teammates pickups that, but unfortunately I think he's caught by the push that's happening towards bathrooms there. And now they're just going to execute this after finding Silent. Gabi falls shortly after that, and it's all on Justin in a 1-on-5. Basically no impact. Nice swipe there to take down Jason R. And trying to find another one, but not able to find that second connection. Looking for a third here, and he almost gets it, but can't close it out. And now he's going to be flanked out by Davey. Splyce will find a 7th round pickup. NRG still floating behind on this CT side, and now they'll be working with a broken economy, and they'll have no choice but to eco up here.
Davey's been quietly aggressive, quietly strong play on the lurk. He's only 7-6 right now, but he has had a couple of those rounds where he's able to clean things out, able to get that flank off just in time to help save a few rounds. So he's being very effective. This round he's just going to pick up the MAC-10 because, like you said, they know it's a save, they know it's unarmored opponents, so why not try and build up a little bit of a bank, and he's just going to fastly go towards Monster, see if he can find anything. The rest of Splyce has got to be a little bit cautious, let Davey investigate because he sees absolutely nothing. So Splyce, they come out of Fountain to go towards bathrooms, and they just make a V-line down the stairs, and they just say, screw it. We're going to go to the site that's wide open and plant the bomb, and Davey still on the hunt for any of this bonus money.
Getting super aggressive, too, just going to prevent the rotation whatsoever. If they even attempt to try and retake this site, which they may not even do that, considering it would only feed them some free cash here. But Davey finding a first pickup. Didn't realize there was a player tucked in the corner to his left, and as he almost picks up a second kill, still looking for some, and that player in that corner still not being aggressive. Finally, Silent peeks out, but all it does is give away the position. This is Davey's playground up here, and Jason R wants to come in for some frags. He's going to find 2 of them. Davey finding a third, but Lagia does finally take down Davey after that. Unfortunately, though, not a whole lot is left for the CTs as Lagia's that last one alive, and Abe's going to come back in through Short A and shut him down.
Yeah, that's good stuff. A little bit unfortunate for NRG. They take the gamble stack over towards bathrooms, and it's just unfortunate that Davey picks up the MAC-10 just for that reason, just to try and hunt out, just to throw his life away if need be to figure out where his opponents are. It makes the right call. It makes an easy call for Splyce in the rest of that round. They're up 8-3 on the terror side of Overpass. This is a very good offensive half. NRG kind of struggling to stabilize into this half.
So now as we take a look at Splyce this round, it's a little bit more split up than we've seen previously here. 3 players pushing over towards the B-bomb site, and of course, Davey tries to move himself over there towards Party, but is actually shut down due to an aggressive push by Lagia. So good job there. It doesn't look like they were expecting them to play this aggressively towards Long at all after some of the previous failures on this in previous rounds. And now check out Gabi. Might be able to find himself a free kill, but thankfully Ferrari is able to get out of dodge of that just in time. And uh-oh.
Well then.
This is not good.
This happens every once in a while. technical difficulties.
I was trying to keep it together. It was
Trying to-
slowly disconnecting,
It
and I was like,
did slowly
"Let's not worry
deteriorate
about
there
this
before the
yet."
disconnect. So we're gonna try and get word on if that is, you know, a GoTV crashing or if the server crashed or what exactly happened, because we have no idea. We saw what you guys saw. But either way, this is surprising out of Splyce. This is we thought that NRG with Gabi, with kind of this new structure they've had, would be a much better team. Would be able to handle a struggling Splyce.
They were actually talking about this. I forget which one of them it was, but one of them tweeted about this earlier on Twitter, and it was like they can play these very close matches, but they just cannot win pistol rounds at all, and that seems to be the case. Obviously, with only one map being played so far and only one half. They did drop that pistol round there, and unfortunately, it's due to the players just being so separate in the early rounds here. They're so spread apart. They're just easy pickings for the Splyce players that they find them in 1v1s, and in these early rounds, they're just not winning any of them, unfortunately. So it's easy rounds for Splyce to pick up.
Yeah, and also, I mean, it was a lot of that early aggression as well. We did talk a little bit that as we are back in game. I had a point to make there. I think I've lost it while we were trying to reconnect to the GoTV. It was a really good point though.
Well, that sucks.
If it strikes me later on, I'm gonna bring it right back up.
All right, well, we are 9-3 for those of you who may have had the disconnect there. And of course, NRG on another eco round, unfortunately. Splyce still dominating the playing field at this point in time with only 3 rounds left in this first half here. And it looks like Splyce just gonna go for the split play once more. 2-2-1 with Arya progressing onwards towards Monster. 2 more of them going to go through Connector to try and take control of water now. Justin has gotten aggressive, and I think he's relying on his teammates to cover this angle, so it's going to be a surprise, but the aim definitely not on point. It's an easy kill for Arya to grab there. Legia finding another one, though. He's able to trade it back out, bring this down to a 4v4, but Abe's looking to equalize things as he takes down Peter, and he knows that there's someone else just around the corner. Going to look for the pickup onto Legia, but it'll be Shazam that grabs it.
Yeah, now they know where Silent is as well, so there's only Gabi that's unaccounted for, and they're just going to take their chances, I imagine, and aggressively push into this A bomb site. He's the only one here. They don't know it quite yet. Silent's going to try and rotate over. He does have an AK-47 picked up. Gabi bides his time, doesn't land any of those shots, though. So Jason R clears him out of the position. It's going to be a bomb plant, and Silent may just want to save this AK. I mean, as this losing bonus builds up, they might not necessarily need it to have a strong buy in the next round, but there's no reason to go for this.
He's going to be flying back. I think he was just holding out there for a few seconds to see if he could catch someone moving from semi to try and check down below, and maybe he could catch a lucky headshot there, but not going to be the case. And of course, now with the bomb safely going onto the floor, Splyce would definitely start to investigate over there with multiple players. So now he needs to get the heck out of here if he wants to save this gun, and that's exactly what he's going to do. But Splyce is going to be able to get themselves into double digits, which regardless here of like the fact that this is playing in North America where you can sometimes expect the T side to take an advantage here, this is still an absolutely wonderful half of the T's to have over here on Overpass. But Silent able to catch a surprise into Jason Art, but he himself will be surprised as Abe takes him down directly after that.
Here's the scary part. Yeah, we are T-sided at times in North America, but just like you mentioned, if NRG knows they struggle on pistol rounds, if it's going to be, you know, something like an 11-4, 12-3 half, and they don't win the second half pistol round, then it's essentially all over. That essentially means you have no mistakes to give up. So back to the double op setup for NRG as this losing bonus builds up. It is a glass cannon on Peter. Silent has light armor, and they're both a little bit low on utility. Peter just uses his only smoke now. So that's going to restrict the options, and he gets aggressive again. He's got to be careful because a couple players have already started to wrap around Playground. So how long can he stay perched up here? Legia once again just playing back, ready to bomb flashbangs over for Peter if necessary. But Shazam's going to be holding this angle, and now Abe is pushing him behind. Peter's going to have a really tough time getting away, and Abe finds him and pushes into the Molotov just to get that kill. That forces Legia out into the open, but Shazam goes for that. And Legia gets 2 kills. Once again, poor trading from Splyce here. Legia is allowed to do far too much in this position.
There's another player sitting up at party too, but thankfully the distraction gives Jason R a clear shot. Not too much danger a part of it, so he takes down Legia. After that bit of a chaos here, Splyce, there's still a man down at this point. Got beat. Fallen back over here, sitting just outside of the A site. Actually spots Arya there, just around the corner, but is not going to want to take a risk on repeaking it. Just pops the flash over, connects perfectly on Arya, but again, he's out of position to find the kill itself. So he's going to have to try and keep himself on this site to defend it and prevent them from getting that plant while the other players on this team rotate up and also try to line up that flank. Hanging out over here by Semi at this point. Doesn't want to directly peek for it, but nobody really paying attention to him. And he's going to find that first kill, but already picked that one up as well. It doesn't matter, though, as Gabi ready for that one as he peeks back over towards Semi, finds the final 2 kills, and puts another one up onto the board for NRG as we head into the final round of the half.
Yeah, and the big thing, too, is that they can drop some M4s or AKs over actually Justin. It's a little bit unfortunate. He buys a little too quickly, so he puts himself below the threshold to buy an M4 for Peter. So Peter's going to be on just a pistol, it looks like. You know, Famas has dropped over to him. Okay, so Peter at least does have a rifle to work with. And they have good amounts of utility. It's only Legia who's kind of lacking in that regard. And Splyce, they switch things up again. It's Davey going to lurk in the underpass towards door, and it's just going to be a three-man walk through Monster. There's no smoke, no Molotov here to block him. There it is from Silent. It comes out a little bit late, but he gets that first kill. That's huge. Fighting in the fire. Arya and Jason R managed to take him down, but Peter's in good position, but can't react in time whatsoever. So the B bomb site is open.
Jason R, nicely done there, catching that reposition there from the CTs. They'll get control of the site, but at the same time, GOB moving in very quickly, trying to get himself in a good position, but all the other teammates that are trying to lurk around and get some alternate retake spots are just failing at it completely. Legia goes down. GOB does not want to peek outside of CT main here. And Justin up top just trying to toss some nades into that site, but that's not really going to do anything at this point with it being that 2-on-4. Another miracle is needed here. And also they've got that bomb on the floor. GOB going to be out in the open while completely blind. Justin does trade that back out, but he's got a lot more work to do. Finds a second kill on a Jason R. Moving forward now. Also time getting low. Taps the bomb, but doesn't realize Shazam just around the corner. It's going to be able to take him down. And that will be an 11-4 half in the favor of Splyce.
That's a monster half for Splyce. That's really, really nicely done. And like you said, like we mentioned a couple times, the weakness of the pistol rounds for NRG may just spell their doom here. They have a big comeback to make, and if they can't win that first round, it's essentially going to be all over. That just gives way too much to Splyce way too quickly. So NRG with their backs against the wall into this next round. But what a dominant half from Splyce. Oh, I wish I could see the scores. I always forget that during halftime you can't see the scores, so that's a little bit unfortunate. But it was all, I mean, look at the start. Not sure, didn't really keep track of it too well, how much damage Jason R was doing at the end of that half, but the way he started that off, it was, what, 3 kills in the pistol round. At one point, he was 7-0, and then into the first gun round, he gets those 3 kills, just essentially rushing the B bomb site all on his own.
I think he was like 10-0 after the fourth round.
Yep.
So he had an absolutely monster start. I think he fell off a little bit there, but was still pretty close to, if not leading the team in fragging power for that entire one. Obviously, some of the other guys started to take over a little bit there as we got further into the half. Davey, as you mentioned, had some pretty good rounds for himself. A little bit quieter in terms of the impact he was having, but it was definitely noticeable if you'd look at it.
Well, I mean, as a lurker, you know, when your teammates are killing everything and when they take the bomb sites, there's really not too much for you to do towards the end of the round. So I bet he's pretty happy to have the night off a little bit here, depending on what kind of a second half that NRG can bring into this. But before this went live, I mean, we saw the stats. We saw that Splyce was 1-0 on this map, and we don't know who they played on it. I believe you said it was K-Kona, which, you know, would explain them being 1-0 because K-Kona's not won a match yet. But NRG hadn't played it whatsoever. And while we said that GOB was having good leadership, this team was having really, really good results, maybe this is a little bit telling that since they haven't really put too much time into this map, it's no surprise they're getting beat up. Yep,
absolutely. And NRG, too, can't really afford to take losses like this. I don't exactly remember who else they still have to play in this season as of yet, but with it being such a close race to remain in the top 4, losing against a team which you overrank to a very large degree is not something you want to have happening within the final week of the season.
Yeah, because NRG is, what, 7th seed or 6th seed or something right now?
They're towards the lower end of it.
Yeah, outside looking in on, but I mean, like we said, there's only 2 maps separating 2nd seed from like the 7th or something like that. So, yeah, dropping a map here, especially to Splyce, who's very, very far below you, is not something you obviously want to happen as you're trying to make playoffs towards the end. NRG, they're going to send 4 players out towards B. GOB is just going to make some kind of a presence over at the fountain. That forces A back, so it denies information, so Splyce can't get a cheat to rotate over towards this B bomb site. And actually, Splyce has complete control of the short sewers in that waterway right outside the door. So this is a pretty good setup from them. If Davy's able to pick 1 or 2 off as they go into the bomb site, oh, look at that. Silent jumps right over it. Davy's going to walk through the connector, but Peter finds him. A narrow choke point to be fighting, and Legia on the flank. No one's watching it. 3 members there, and no one spots this out. And, oh, here's a pistol round from NRG, just slaughtering everyone. Said they had struggles, but this one was too easy.
Shutting it down, Abe is able to place himself in heaven, but there's pistol shots coming out from at least 2 of the players on NRG now. They've got him boxed in. They've got to try to chase him down a bit. Abe realizes it, goes for the duel against Silent, should be able to win it. And there we go, he's going to be able to take him down, but still such a long road to go for here. And Justin on top of the save plant box will take him down, and finally a pistol round comes out from NRG here, which is going to be absolute. Oh, hello.
Hey.
Which is going to be absolutely crucial.
Because I have my head in my hands in just disbelief. Why not? Yeah, I mean, three members over towards short sewers and in that door, and no one's watching. No one's watching that one short. I mean, everyone's got their eyes, their focus on the sewer passageway, and it just doesn't work out for him. Legia, once again, is able to dominate. You guys could see my disappointment there. Glad we got that on screen. Peter's going to lead the way with a MAC-10. See what he has to offer. He's going to see the site is clear. It is an investment from Splyce. They do have pistol and armor, but the opening kill goes towards Justin, and Peter's gained a lot of ground as well. So this, I mean, already Splyce is pretty much locked out of this round.
Peter moving himself in here too, just trying to catch the players that rotate down through the tunnels. Spotted Abe, can't take him down to first, but there we go. Nice closeout. And for the rest of these guys, some of them probably actually just going to fall back, specifically Davey. You can still use the Deagle armor buy into the next round. The ones that have invested much less so, like Shazam, are of course still going to try to get aggressive,
Okay.
but Silent just fooning his way up there. Davey does trade him back down. But of course, now he'll be the last one left alive. And in 1v4, NRG are definitely going to try to move out to hunt him down.
Foonin?
Yeah.
All right.
Bunny hopping.
Why didn't you just call it bunny hopping?
Because Foon is it's the meme.
Kids and your memes these days. Big round for NRG. They do lose a couple at the end, or one at the end, excuse me. No, they lost two. Justin fell as well. So they lose two, not too much of a big deal. The Terror side much more lenient towards your economy. But Splyce now, I mean, that investment does absolutely nothing for him in the grand scheme of things. Not nearly as much damage done. They had no real opportunity to win that match. Once again, much like NRG in the first half, they went for the gamble over towards A, and it doesn't work out for them. This time, no armor. They do have at least one P250, but it's going to be tough. And this is the this is like that Astralis tactic. We always see, or not always, but every once in a while when Astralis is having some fun, they usually do it with rifles. Do like a little bit of a SWAT team. If they go to the B bomb site, they have like 3 or 4 members in that water pit, and they all swing at the same time. But this one's not nearly as intimidating.
All starting to crab walk their way outside of the site now. Back up through the tunnels, and even Abe actually going to leave it too. So I imagine they'll keep somebody up towards heaven, at the very least. But NRG actually pretty smart about this, reading something like this that may have been happening. So they're just going to hold back and play it passive until the time gets a little bit lower.
This is pretty interesting. It's a lot like their pistol round, where they don't want it. They don't even mess essentially with the left side of the map, with the passageways over towards the A bomb site. They just say screw it, and they send a lot of people out towards B. They have God B watching from far back, Legia watching Underpass, and eventually they're just like, all right, we're just gonna hit the B bomb site, you know, in about a minute. And here it comes. Peter's just going to walk right through Monster. No utility on the CT side, so there's the Molotov raining over to force anyone away from Toxic Barrels. Actually, this is going to be pretty staunch defense here. Everyone's on the rotate. Davey finds that kill with the help of Jason R. But now come the AK-47s, now come the rifles, and here comes Justin. 2 kills for him. Peter's going to get a good flank, but staring into the smoke, this has looked possible now for Splyce. Down into a one-on-one. Abe and Arya have done the damage, and Abe playing with the smoke. He does good damage on Legia. Can he actually find the kill? He's down so low. Does have a Mac 10. Legia's at 56. This would be huge if Abe's able to pull this one off. But Legia's wrapping around him, and with the AK now, he has the distinct advantage, although he can't connect that shot, and it's Abe with the Mac 10. Somehow he does it. Legia's frozen in place. That's a 12th round for Splyce. No investment for them, and they pull off the eco round.
And now NRG going to have to force themselves into this next round, but some of their players not necessarily in absolutely secure positions as of yet. Silent only sitting on 3K and Legia at 3.5. Silent's not even going to be able to grab a rifle, and Legia has a downgrade to a UMP, so it's a straggled buy here. Thankfully, Peter's still able to get the op, so they have some power into this one, but Splyce winning that last round, now they're going to get themselves a double op set up with both Shazam and Davey picking that up, and both of them having full armor kits as well.
2 AWPs, Davey and Shazam on the CT side. Actually, both over towards the A site, so that's got to be a little bit careful for the Splyce defense. If they ever get forced back, forced passive, and a turtle up into the site, it's going to be 2 ops with all the smokes and the executes possible on that A site. That could be very much exposed. Davey's got his towards long. Shazam, you can see on the screen in bathrooms peering up towards Party. Meanwhile, Silent's gained a lot of ground towards short sewers. It is the 3 rifles of Splyce defending that B bomb site, and Shazam starts things off. Legia falls.
Gets himself dinked, but not going to be enough to take him down, so 28 HP left on him. Still alive for the time being, but Gabi going to try to creep his way in. Shazam, though, gets the read, but unfortunately a little bit late on this. Does allow Gabi to creep his way in. Shazam not even checking up on top, so Gabi is just walking right out, and Shazam doesn't even know it, and it's a free kill on a Davey. Shazam way too far out of the angle to try and respond to it, and now he's got to play safely. He's got to fall back to the site and focus on that now. As the trade has happened, and it's back down to a 4-on-4.
That's poor communication from between Shazam and Davey, obviously, and even Justin jumping up, trying to see if he can spot Shazam, but it looks like that angle's a little bit deeper than Justin expected. Either way, now with that 1 kill, that forces the defense back into the A site, which allows the avenue of coming down the stairs, coming towards short, and hitting this B bomb site. Although I think those footsteps are heard because Shazam's on the rotate now. Abe's going to be the only one, and actually he's on the rotate now as well. This is going to be another strong defense at the B site.
Nades are boiling onto the site as well, so they know it's coming. Shazam going to find that first pick. Gabi a little bit slow to peek out from construction there. Justin, though, finding a good response as Jason R. a little bit off the aim when it comes to executing these players, but 8 seconds left, and they're still struggling to get that bomb on the floor. Smoke coverage out all over the site here, and Justin going to place it down just to the left of the pole here. Silent, nicely done, getting aggressive there. Prevents the CTs from pushing them from inside of the pit, but look at Abe in a great spot. Nobody realizes he's here. Justin just taking him down. Abe picking up that first kill. 2 more to go, though, and both of NRG's remaining players evacuated the site, but this This is a good spot for him to just stick this right now.
Oh,
NRG,
no.
they're just sitting off the site. They have absolutely no clue. He's defusing the bomb, and it's going to be such a casual one. He even picks up another kill. Silent does respond, but it doesn't matter, as Splyce have won the round.
What is that? What is happening? Oh, okay, NRG, that must have not been communicated of where it was planted, or they just didn't realize how deep it was behind that, how deep you could be when you defuse it. It's something like that. But again, a little bit more communication issues coming out.
It did seem like it was sort of a rushed plant there towards the end because they were running low on time and they just mollied safe plant spot. So the smoke's coming into the site. I'm sure that whoever did end up planting the bomb wasn't entirely sure of how far pushed up he was. So
very
definitely
possible.
Probably coming down to a bit of a miscommunication there, and then just the chaos happening on the site. They weren't able to ever get a lock on as to where the bomb was placed.
Yeah, it's just so unfortunate because actually that was a round that Splyce looked like they had really good control of, and actually they botched the retake. That was a very poor retake. Some players getting a little bit too aggressive, trying to, maybe because the time was running down, being over-aggressive to try and prevent the plant, but just exposing themselves way too much, over-committing to some kind of a fight. So that's what kind of let NRG get back into that round, but then that's just that straight defuse is just a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah.
That's what we in the industry like to call a kick in the dick. Professional term, of course.
So, Splyce out with a huge lead on this one, and NRG with them being selves essentially broken at this point. They're just forcing up to see what they can work with here, and it's not that bad of a buy, of course. Peter downgrading himself to a UMP, and Silent this time picking up the op. The rest of the guys working with AKs, but not a whole lot of utility. 3 smokes for the entire team, a single molly sitting on Peter, and then just a couple scatter flashbangs beyond that. Splyce definitely have control of things right now, but they themselves are still building it up as well. So if NRG can bounce back now, and still with them keeping Splyce's player count very, very low, and actually, nope, look at Shazam. Free peek for him, shuts down Silent, looking for a second. He's going to grab it. He knows he's going to get re-peeked in a second. Can't flick that quickly. And also, in addition to this, Legia finds a kill inside of the connector, so it takes down Davey and backs us down into a 3-on-3.
Yeah, Peter's got a pretty advanced position, crouching on this ramp to make sure he can't be spotted. And actually, the way it's working, Jason R hasn't seen anything just yet. It was a little bit farther. Oh, there it is. Peter gets a couple free shots of the UMP. Jason R gets caught off guard. The bomb still has a long way to rotate, though, so Ari and Abe have time to get over to this site and actually make something happen. Just got to be careful about the advanced position of Peter right in water. That's a crucial position to hold. Ari's going to try and find something here at the end. There he sees the bomb being planted, and he's jumped out. He sees no one here. Peter's playing this really, really well. He's got a good spot, and Abe runs out of bullets. The UMP does work again. Peter bails him out, and Arya gets the dink. And NRG hold on. They do respond nicely, and with the money situation the way it is, Splyce is going to be in a double save scenario.
So a couple mistakes that are made by Splyce, too, do give NRG a bit of a break now, as they'll find a 7th round pickup, but still pretty far behind Splyce. And Splyce can afford to go for these. Splyce can afford to very easily, of course, take a couple of these rounds for free and rebuild their own CT side economy here, whereas NRG is the one that needs to do the chasing here. Needs to get themselves back into this game and do it very quickly, too, as of just about 2 rounds ago, it really looked like Splyce was just going to run away with the rest of this match, but thankfully NRG have been able to hold on. Now they have a real chance to come back into this game.
Yeah, it's got to be so tough if you're on Splyce to have Shazam have the opening that he did with those 2 kills and then immediately get responded, brought into a 3-on-3. That's got to be very much a bummer. It just seemed like Shazam didn't have any backup. Kind of like in the first half we saw it was Legia really supporting Peter. Now that aggression didn't ever really work so well, but Legia was always there bombing flashes as soon as Peter made contact to help him fall back if he needed to. Shazam didn't have that. He was very much on his own. Gets 2 kills and then falls. So tough for them. Legia opens things up. This is just a standard anti-eco.
And Gabi creeping around too, not checking that left corner there, but spots him, and Davey too slow on the reaction. Didn't think he'd been spotted so quickly. Peter and Legia picking up 2 more kills back to back after that one. As he mentioned before, pretty standard here with Splyce being on the eco. Not a whole lot they can do, but maybe hoping they can do a little bit better than doing at least 1 point of damage, which they didn't do even that in that last round there. NRG making it out of that run completely unscathed. And of course, Splyce gonna have to save 1 more round before they can afford to go for the full investment.
Yeah, the big thing as well is since they don't do any damage and they don't get any kills, I mean, the money can now grow for NRG. That would be the big thing. If Splyce at any point resets the economy of NRG, they essentially win the match, or at least have they're huge favorites to win it based off the economy. But since they're not doing damage in that round, that had to have been a misspoke. There's no way.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's the second one tossed up on top now, so.
Yes.
That's going to screw up your smoke control on the site, but thankfully Splyce is still on an eco here. However, if they don't expect these players to be jumping outside of connector very quickly, and Davey did just spot it, and this could be a big surprise for them. But Legia, almost nicely done in finding those 2 kills. He picks up the first one into Davey, but a little bit too blind to respond to the second one there, as Abe does catch the trade onto him. Now they get themselves onto the site here. Good flash from Peter. He's going to roll out, but can't find the connection. Grabs one, but again, the problem is the trade. So it's still even, still in a 3-on-3, and now 2 of the CTs have picked up AKs to work with as well.
There's no need to chase that down if you're Peter. There's no need to be that committed to the fight. Shazam and Arya should just save these right now. Once again, with the money the way it is, they probably don't need him to buy in the next round, but it's just huge at this stage in the game. The economy is just one way that NRG can lose this, and they've actually handed over just over $5,000 essentially to Splyce, so that's actually a massive find for them. Shazam's going to stick around a little bit longer, and Arya, oh, they're going for the kill. So what they're doing is they're going to get these exits. This is actually really smart from Arya. Silent now jumping up. He has no idea this is happening, but when is Arya going to make his move? Just now. Why is he spamming through the fence? Giving up your position. Thankfully, Shazam peeks, causing the distraction, actually making Silent look away. So they salvage an op as well. This is such a big find for Splyce.
So now Splyce heading into another gun round here and another chance to bounce themselves back into this game, but NRG closing in very, very quickly here. A lot of investment coming in this time for NRG with all those trades happening, of course. Now they're going to bring Silent down just $450. So some of these guys might end up being broken after this round, should we see the CTs being able to pick this up now that they're back into the game as far as our arsenal is concerned too. But starting it off very slow from NRG. No rapid advancement to try to get control of areas like Long and whatnot. But Splyce have gotten aggressive now. Specifically, they pushed Davey up over here to the rock. Not going to be moving anywhere beyond that as of yet, but Dave is supporting them, so there is the potential for that within a few moments here if they don't spot any of NRG's players trying to push around the corner.
Very passive from NRG. They know this is a huge round and they don't want to make any mistakes into this. Looking for any kind of aggression. They do have some money built up so they can sustain some losses. But still, no one is moving. Shazam is going to be the only one on highway. Legia has control of Underpass, at least for NRG, so they can start rotating between sites very, very quickly if they can force Shazam away. No one's even tested out towards Long. Davey and Abe are there. If they're going to stay in these positions at a certain point, Davey's going to have a very quick flank. We saw him being effective with the lurk. Justin's actually going to be the only one right now, it looks like, to probe over towards Long, and even he's not willing to do it, just watching for a push. Shazam's now going to come group up with them. So a 3-man Long defense for Splyce.
And the problem is that most of NRG is trying to push towards short right now, so if they just walk into the site, it's going to be completely for free. That could like have a monster flank later on in the round, but Davey is going to get flashed. Actually, not so much. He does manage to pick up a first kill there as he takes down his teammate who was helping him defend Long, but Davey responds to that pretty quickly, and now this should reveal the fact there is going to be an A hit. Shazam taking a bit of a risk jumping up there on top of the big box, but he mollies off the bathroom entrance there. And also picks up another kill into Legia as he tries to push the close corner. Jason R finding another one. This is actually a great defense from Splyce. They've completely shut it down and made this look very sloppy from NRG side of this. Gobby's up towards semi, but can't see anything beyond the smokes. And Justin going to try to get aggressive. Picks up 1 kill at the very least. Again, though, losing his teammate. The trade so strong and so much in the advantage of Splyce now that there's really nothing left for Justin to do. The timer's going to run out. Now he needs to stay alive, and that's not even going to happen, too. So a big loss on the money side of this one. It'll leave him with a lot less heading into the next round.
Yeah, he does have sit right around $6,000, so it's gonna be no issue for the buy. But this is that situation where if Splyce wins this round, not only they're up at 15, but they've broken the money of NRG. So that's actually a pretty big deal. That would essentially give them a free win because it would force NRG to be just on Tech 9s and P250s, which we've seen do some cool things, but it would just be a huge advantage and a lot of map points for Splyce to work with here. And the fact that they were able to control Long for so long, I mean, NRG didn't even really try and clear it out. It was just one member. It was just Silent who went over there to try and get some kills. And because Davey was allowed to survive throughout the, okay, that's a missed Molotov. That's not going to help you. Arya's going to smoke off his own fire that's at his feet, and now it's the defense.
So he's going to try and hide in there, hopefully play, but it's a bit of an inconspicuous game himself. But Justin, Silent, finding those first 2 kills. Arya peeks out, finds 1, but they traded out. Now Davey on the flank picks up a first one, finds a second, actually. So puts us back into a palatable situation for the CTs, but they still need to re-execute. And Legia lined up to watch for that reflank there. Takes down Davey. Shazam actually down at 1 HP. So not a whole lot left for him to do, and it looks like NRG may be able to hold on for just a little bit longer in this matchup here. Peeking out, he finds that shot though, and he spotted the second player. Tries to go for the no-scope, and is just trying to play this as close as possible. He's only got 1 HP, but I think Legia has the lock on. Doesn't look like they're going to beat each other just as of yet though. Shazam's going to fall back outside of construction. With 45 seconds left, he wants to see what Legia is going to do.
You know, I could just hold this angle, but Legia is just, he already knows he's gone to this side of the map, so he's just going to book it over towards the A-bomb site. No reason to even take that battle with the AWP, so Shazam's going to be forced into a situation where does he save with 1 HP, or does he go for this? because the money of the CT side, if they lose this next round, is going to be a save out of them. Just they can be a little bit conservative with it. So Shazam's got a decision to make here. And it looks like he initially wants to start going for it, but I doubt he commits to this. I don't even know why he's doing this with his knife out, to be honest with you.
He's going to be creeping his way up now. Holding his pistol out as he waits to see if Legia tried to get it in a more aggressive position, but he's holding back. And the molly, he's got it ready to go. Going to toss it over towards Bank. The smoke will go over. 1 HP, though. You are rolling the dice when it comes to that, and that is not going to work at all. Legia just shuts it down, and that's going to be a free out that goes into the hands of him as well. So the T's will carry a very expensive gun back into their hands, and Splyce, unless they decide to force up here, which would not really be the wisest decision, they're going to have to save.
Yeah, take the save. Everyone can buy next round very healthily. Very healthy buy as well. So NRG creeping back into this. They have a chance to make this comeback. They're down 4 rounds late. There is going to be decent investment from Splyce. We touched on this earlier. Even just if they get a couple kills, they don't even have to win the round. But if they can keep Galil's in the hands of someone like Peter, if they can start breaking into the utility that NRG can buy into the next round, that's going to be huge to alleviate some of the pressure on closing this match out. But NRG, again, taking this one very passively. Justin and Gabi going to start working their way through party, but it's a stack towards the B bomb site for Splyce.
And NRG is probably going to crawl their way through the A angles now. Already pushing out towards long, trying to catch some of these guys out of the sneakier angles if they can find them in there. No reason to rush anything here. Splyce definitely have gone for the big stack, and NRG have already realized that this has happened in the past, and they fell victim to it as well, I think just about 8 rounds ago on that second round. So, with that said, NRG are just going to slowly push their way up through bathroom now as 3 of their players push inside of there. Looking to very quickly, or very slowly rather, get control of the A bomb site eventually.
And now it looks like Splyce is taking the advantage. No pressure towards that B site. Shazam's pushed out. Davey and Jason are just biding their time over towards short. Looks like they're just spotting for things. Peter's going to come back on as lonesome to kind of clear out. I don't think he's going to expect Shazam. This is just a fake smoke. I would be surprised if he pushes up all alone, but he's going to do it, and he's not going to clear out the corner, so Shazam's essentially going to have a free kill. There it is. Peter does fall. Now the rotation is back towards the A side. Abe's in a pretty good spot, though, that he's going to fall. Are you with the CZ? He's next up. Can he do anything? And he can. He finds Legia. Now it's dangerous for NRG.
Gabi picking up a kill. So does Jason R, though, and Gabi actually still holds his ground. Down to just 1v2 now, and it's Shazam as the last man alive again, but he has no armor sitting behind this Galil. Sneaking back up, he does have the support of that smoke, but it's going to fade very quickly, and he didn't expect Justin to be pushing towards semi. There we have it. It's going to take him down. NRG bouncing back, just 3 rounds behind Splyce at this point, as they're probably going to head into another gun round here.
I'd be surprised if Splyce did not buy here. Now they are going to go for it. A couple guns have to be dropped in the NRG side, so the economy is once again in a precarious position. Only Justin with any kind of money behind this buy. 3,100 left in his bank, but everyone else is beneath $1,000. Big chance here for Splyce. The AWP is in Shazam's hands, and he's going to once again push up. He's not. Actually, he's going to get more aggressive. Now he jumps up towards party. Now he commits, but NRG again. No one really doing anything fast-paced towards Fountain, towards Playground. Davey's going to be ready to come downstairs. It's going to be Gabi that he gets into an issue with, but there's smoke in the way at the moment, and Legia is actually just, oh, he's right on the other side of the wall. X-ray.
So Davey going to camp out in here for now, but actually he'll catch Gabi, and Gabi doesn't have a clue. Trigger discipline, though, is not going to be very light, and he's only going to be able to find 1 kill because of that. But look at this. They're going to go for the triple stack if they can make it happen, but unfortunately the play is happening a little bit too quickly, it would seem. They call it off. They're going to rotate some more players down inside of the tunnels so that they can explode out on either bomb site once they figure out where exactly NRG is throwing this towards.
Imagine if they had kept it, though. It would have been at least 1 free kill, and Justin opens up on Abe. Jason swings out wide. He only gets 1 as well. Arya's there. Brings it into a 2-on-2. He's got to live for Shazam to bide his time and get over. And it just so happens, Silent now on a 1-on-2. He's got an AWP, and he's going to hunt for Shazam, and he finds it. That angle does not help Shazam whatsoever. Silent now goes for the quick scope. Not going to work out. 15 now for Splyce. They've got 4 map points. That's a tough round to swallow if you're NRG, because now look at the money situation. Mostly everyone hanging out around $2,000. They're going to have 1 AK on Justin, but it's going to be all pistols next to that.
Not really any large amount of utility coming out here, too. Just the basics as you take a look at it across the board here. A couple HE grenades. They've got a couple mollies to work with, 4 smokes for the team. So they can try to work a take, but the pistols, unfortunately, won't really allow them to do anything super advanced with that, too, because they've got to play it so cautiously and line up their shots. The smokes are definitely not going to help their case when it comes to this one. Davey, though, can get some kills very early on with the auto shot. He 1, 2, finds Peter and Justin. Bosby looking for a third, too. If they get aggressive inside of the connector there, it's not going to be the case, though. Gabi does manage to pick up the frag on Shazam.
Bomb is down.
Almost down there. All the CT just watching out for it. Legia finds 1 kill. But again, that auto shotty just doing work at this point. It shuts down Legia, and only Silent and Gabi are left to party.
Yeah, what a nightmare situation for NRG. That shotgun doing some work in close quarters. The bomb also dropped, so everyone from NRG's got to chase after it and try and find it. Here's Silent, jumps over the smoke, tries to do a Batman. Davies got 4 with the auto shotgun in this round. Another smoke comes up. It's Gabi who's got to run through, and Abe takes away the ace, but he is going to get his team the victory. So NRG take that one, 16-10.
So, bit of a disappointment there for NRG with them being, with them losing that match, unfortunately. And Splyce are going to be able to claim one and actually steal a potential top 4 spot away from NRG now because of that.
Yeah, that's very possible. That is gonna suck looking back on that if you're NRG. But either way, that was a tough match for them. They did lose an eco round essentially as well against no investment. It was just unarmored pistols basically, no nades even. So that's unfortunate. 16-11, excuse me, for Splyce was the score, not 16-10 as I said earlier. But you know, for someone like me who makes that kind of mistake, you know, it's useful. Score Esports app would be useful. Check out stats, check out map scores, a bunch of articles you can check out as well. All that kind of analytics, you can find it on their app, which you can get through the Google Play or the App Store. The Score Esports is what it's called, so make sure you're using that to keep me honest with my end of map scores and everything like that. Other than that, we are going to take a quick break. That was just map 1 of 4. When we return, it is going to be NRG and Splyce again. They're going to do the second map of their doubleheader, but that will be after the break, so stay tuned and we'll be right back.